7 is a lot older than most of you. And my mom was a single mom. She raised my older brother, my older sister, and myself by herself, which meant she worked a lot. And then in the year 2000, she remarried and we moved 3 hours north of my hometown to live with my stepdad and my stepsister. And so for the first couple of months, it was really difficult because she was deaf and I hadn't learned sign language, and so that was a fun experience, to say the least. Then in 2001, she gave birth to my little brother, and they decided that it would be beneficial for him to grow up around extended family. So we packed up again and moved closer to my hometown. And then in high school, I went through a really, really rebellious stage. I'm sure everyone else did as well, or some of us. But I got involved in a lot of things I shouldn't have, and that eventually led to me dropping out of high school. And I immediately got my GED, and I moved out of my parents' house at the age of 17, so I was just determined to make it on my own. And then I started a semester at the local community college there. But I was living on my own. I didn't have a car, so I was waitressing and walking, and I just quickly learned that I'd have to put my higher education on the back burner while I tried to save up for a car and for college. So without a degree, I could only make minimum wage. That didn't really happen. And 2 years ago, my aunt offered for me to move to Minnesota so that I could save up for college, and I immediately jumped on that opportunity. That was a really good opportunity. So I moved here, I got a job at Target, and started working as a nanny, and here I am. You could say that, for me, this is my biggest accomplishment so far, is just simply being here. Life wasn't always really easy. I didn't have things handed down to me, so I had to work really hard to be where I am today. Now that we're past all the logistical stuff, I'll tell you a little bit more about myself. I have adopted my older brother's love for video games, comic books, all things Star Wars, kind of a dork in that term. But I also really love art. I really love to be outdoors. Yeah, so that's a little bit about my interests anyway. And in the past 2 years since I've been here, I've gotten involved in my church a lot. I've worked in a lot of the ministries there, and I guess you could say my favorite so far is one called Barnabas, and that's a Sunday school for special needs kids. And I feel like I found my calling through that. I just really love working with the kids with special needs. It's touched my heart. And so I intend to be a special ed teacher when I graduate. And the items that I brought from my past is this sock monkey that I've had most of my life. And embarrassingly enough, I have slept with him most of my life. So one of my most embarrassing stories involved this sock monkey. I was dating a guy that was in the Army, and he had broken his hip, and so he was getting a hip replacement surgery. I stayed with his parents in a hotel room, and a grown woman, didn't want them to see me sleeping with this sock monkey, but I had grown accustomed to it. So I brought it along, and I was hoping they wouldn't see me, and so I waited till they went to bed and kind of pulled it out. And then the next morning, as my eyes fluttered open, I saw his mom trying to suppress her laughter. So that was really awesome. And then the items for my presents. I swear Kevin and I didn't talk about this beforehand, but it's my planner, as my life revolves around my studies, and then my wedding album, as I am a newlywed. Once again, same thing, great minds think alike. This is to represent my future, and obviously you think of teachers, you think of apples, so it's... And then, that's all for the items. So Drew Barrymore once said, "I never regret anything, because every little detail of your life is what made you into who you are in the end." I couldn't agree with her more, because I never regret anything either. Even the speech. So, thank you.